Atlanta's #1 radio stations, Swanky 93.3 and The Heat 94.6 radio stations, has you covered. From our studios to our newsroom at K.L.P Entertainment. Listen on all major audio platforms like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audacity, Apple Podcast, Stitcher Podcast, Google Podcast, YouTube, and more.
You've heard it said, he's a diamond in the rough. Or maybe, diamonds are forever. Here's something else I've learned about diamonds. They're just pieces of coal put under pressure for a long, long, long time. So when I start feeling like I want to give up, I think about that little piece of coal. And if that piece of coal can make something of itself by not giving up, so can I. Persistence is in you. Pass it on. From PassItOn.com.
K.L.P Aftermath with your host Kennedy Lucas brings out all the stops. Tune in to K.L.P Aftermath as we have stories, reviews, current events, and even our famous segment, Elephant in the Room. Inspired by the Breakfast Club's Donkey of the Day, K.L.P Aftermath with your host Kennedy Lucas streams on Atlanta's #1 radio station, Swanky 93.3 and The Heat's 94.6 radio station. Listen on all major audio platforms like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audacity, Apple Podcast, Stitcher Podcast, Google Podcast, YouTube, and more.
He went without food, not to lose weight, but to help people lose generations of hate. While many around him rose up with violence, he sat down for peace. When others used religion as an excuse for war, he used it to remind them of love. Mahatma Gandhi made the world a far better place by reaching out with the strength he cultivated within his soul. Soul is in you. Now pass it on. From PassItOn.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
You are now tuned into Atlanta's hottest radio show.
Even the other stations are tuned in too.
K.L.P Aftermath. Swanky. With your host, Kennedy Lucas. On Swanky 93.3 radio stations. The Heat 94.6 radio station.
Good morning, Atlanta. Welcome back to another exciting podcast here today. This is the K.L.P Aftermath Season 6 with your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas. We got my girl here today as well. Simone Teags is in the building. And let me just calm down, Simone. It's a glorious day, right? Because I'm back in the studio to give you guys another exciting podcast today. Today's a very, very exciting day because not only that we're here in the studio, Simone, to give our fan base another exciting pod today, because we about to pod today. So many good things is going on, guys. We are innovating yet again over at K.L.P Entertainment, in specific our SNN News. We're gonna get our anchors on front of the camera. I'm so excited for that. Really, really excited for that. It's gonna be dope. We're planning a new concept, a new video concept when it comes to our news network being SNN. I'm very, very excited. I'm very thankful for my everybody that's under K.L.P Entertainment, most importantly, because you guys helped make this company, this media label, to what it is today. So excited because I remember, Simone, I told you stories. Back in 2010, we didn't have none of the equipment. We didn't have the videos today. You wouldn't see that in 2010 from K.L.P Entertainment. Back when K.L.P Entertainment was K.L.P Studios, right? We didn't have podcasts. We didn't have news shows. We didn't have 2 other podcasts. We didn't have a podcast about real estate. We didn't have none of that back in 2010, and now we're just growing. And I'm very, very excited for that. I'm gracious. I'm humbled, and I'm just very, very thankful to all of our fan base. First of all, God is good always, because I try to wake up every day and just stay humble with it, and to just know I get up every day, and not only I come and do the podcast and entertain our fan base, but there's a lot of behind the scenes things that are getting done here at K.L.P Entertainment that our fan base doesn't really get to see, but it happens, and I'm very, very thankful for that. I'm thankful for a lot of people that's been tuning into our shows, and as long as we can continue to do this, I'm gonna continue to give you guys so much great stuff. I've been very, very grateful as of late with everything with K.L.P Entertainment, so I'm very, very gracious, and that's part of my excitement for the intro, is because we're innovating, we're continue to innovate when it comes to our news networks and our movies and our podcasts, and there's being more creative outlets that we have going on right now, and it's just, I don't know, it's very, very, very humbling for me. I'm proud and I'm happy, but enough about me. Of course, we've got my girl Simone. Simone, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday indeed, Kennedy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another exciting podcast. It's your girl, Simone Teags, and I'm so grateful to be back here in the studio, as always with you, Kennedy, Swanky Studios, that is, to give our fan base another exciting podcast episode today. Very, very gracious and humbled as well. I remember you telling us the stories about, how you first started K.L.P Studios, and it was, you had a Nintendo 3DS and an HP computer, and that's all you had, and you made it work. Until today, you've got this phenomenal global international media label that is getting reached all over. Believe it or not, guys, we, as podcasters, and just a little bit behind the scenes here, because a lot of people don't know about this, Kennedy, but when it comes down to your media label, as podcast hosts, we have a way, we have the, I don't want to say we have the right, but you allow us to see our stats. And for all of our fan base that don't know, we do run our business meetings every morning after the podcast, or sometimes before the podcast, depending on the time, but typically after the podcast, we run through the numbers and we talk about what's working, what's not working, what we need to change, and how we can innovate, and how can we continue to go forward with it. And I do see the different geographic locations of where people listen to. We got people listening all over, and it's astonishing. It's amazing for both our radio stations, for Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6. So I'm here, I'm ready, I am so humbled, I'm ready for this morning's podcast. It is a wonderful June 8th. Juneteenth is around the corner, the weekend is coming up, and I can't wait to see what our anchors do today over at SNN in the other building. I cannot wait, I'm so excited. But we're here, I'm ready to pod. Good morning, everybody. Make sure you get your coffee, get your tea, because we've got some stuff we need to talk about today on the K.L.P Aftermath. Yes,
we do, Miss Simone Teags. We really do. And I want to go ahead and get the semi-sad news out the way this morning. Now, I'm sure the airwaves have become a little bit better today. I was a bit distraught, right? I was very, very distraught too when we saw the news about New York. So Canada, unfortunately, had a wildfire, and the smoke blows into the state of New York City. Let me tell y'all, look, if y'all haven't seen Street Style, New York Culture, and Street Style Homecoming, my 2 documentaries available on Prime Video right now, go see the movies, because those are extraordinary documentary films. But I'm very, very sad about New York City, because it's a big city. Trust me, I know. I've been there twice. Going back next year. It's a big city to have the airways blocked, and it's not the same, and people can barely breathe with the wildfire. I saw images, Simone, and it scared the living crap out of me, because I've seen in my visual eye, I know what New York looks like, obviously. And when you see New York with an orange tint to it, and it's super foggy, and you can't really see the buildings, and there's smoke everywhere, everybody's wearing a mask, everybody is staying indoors right now. It was a scary sight. So it was early yesterday morning New York City was the second only to India with the worst air quality and pollution out of 100 tracked countries. They broke history yesterday morning because of this. What ended up happening was again, like I mentioned, a Canada wildfire, and it spread down to New York, and it was wow. It was now, according to Swiss air quality technology company IQ Air. According to the company, the city currently has an air quality index of 160. That is characterized as unhealthy. You cannot breathe in that. If your air quality index is over 160, that's very unhealthy. You cannot breathe that stuff in. You have to stay inside for your own safety. To me, it was a nightmare seeing that, because I know what the city has to offer. I know what goes down in New York City. A lot of greatness goes down in New York City. So to see that everything is getting canceled and things are not up in the air, or no, not really pun intended, but there's things up in the air, and you can't even go to get some dinner without it being a health hazard, right? So I'm pretty sure yesterday New York shut down the streets, right? And say, hey, everybody, stay inside where there's air conditioning, where there's some good air, because you can't breathe with an index of over 160. So I don't know. It really got me sad yesterday about New York City. I love New York City. I've been there twice, and it was just one of those things. Here was some of the things, Simone, that the air quality and health can affect, that can get you out there. If you're out there in the streets and you're breathing this in, of course, obviously difficult breathing. You can have headaches, irritated eyes, sinuses, fatigue, chest pain, asthma attack. I still have asthma. Irritated throat, and increased coughing. So again, air pollution is important, and I know everybody preaches about the pollution and make sure we have less of pollution because of these health hazards. And case in point, this happened with the wildfire, and it was very hazardous, not only in the great country of Canada, but the great state of New York City as well. So I just got to say real quick that everybody who lives in New York, who knows anybody in New York, please, guys, stay safe if you're up there in New York right now. Our love goes out to everybody who lives in New York City. Huge New York guy. Been there twice. I fell in love with it when I first went up there. And, I got to say to my New York counterparts, guys, stay safe up there. We're praying for you down here in Atlanta.
It's true, Kennedy. I actually have one of my homegirls that lives in New York City. She recently came down for Memorial Day, and she was telling me yesterday, because I quickly, when I saw the news, I quickly called her and I said, hey B, you good? What, you all right? You need anything? You need me to send you something? Like, what's the situation? And first she said, ain't this about a bitch? She came from Atlanta, where it's hot and humid and hot, but she didn't have this happen in Atlanta. And now she goes back home, and now this happens, where she's sequestered in her apartment, and she couldn't, she got out for a minute to go get something to eat, because I'm sure they shut down the streets, but it didn't stop people from going to go get something to eat or going to work, or still had to go do what they needed to do. But she felt very anxious, because this is something that she's never seen before, right? So when she's in there, she's outside and she's never seen it. The sky is orange. There's little people in the streets right now. Everybody's losing their minds. A lot has happened yesterday, and she went down to the Chinese store just to go get something to eat. And she quickly, she told me that she safely ran back to her apartment because she didn't know the effects of this. So, B, if you listen to for this show this morning, we love you down here in Atlanta. Let me know, girl. If you need something, let me know, because I'm here for you, all right? But it was very interesting for her too, because she's never experienced anything like this before.
Yeah, definitely. This sucks. It really does suck for New Yorkers. Like I say, we're praying for you guys from Atlanta. I'm sure everything is going to be fine. Just stay safe, guys. Just stay super duper safe. Now, I'm staying safe and staying fit because we've got to talk about Summer Game Fest. And I mentioned staying fit because I wanted to bring this story up yesterday. So, Tuesday, so Simone, I told you that I try, and I think I'm doing really good at this, guys. You know, I've been starting to go to the gym 3 times a week, right? I recently just moved. I'm sure I'm going to get tired of saying that on podcasts, but recently just moved. So I moved closer to the gym that I go to. Shout out to Crunch. And, you know, I started to, you know, go at least 3 times a week now. And I've been having the greatest energy of them all. I've been hungry as much, too, because I've been working out and lifting. Now I'm more hungrier than usual. But I've been having a lot of energy to get up and go and do work and do what I need to do throughout the day. So going in there Tuesday, and you know, it was a packed house, and it's very interesting that when you go in, you work out, and when you go in, you work out and you do your thing. I like to dance, right? I'm the guy that I like to, when I'm working out, and I work out and I do what I need to do. But when a song comes on and you just gotta jam and sing, damn it, I'ma jam and sing. Like, I'm gonna go out there and do my thing. So I'm not afraid of that, to go out and be my corny self, if that means that I am feeling good within this workout. And a lot of ladies, look, they were checking me out. No kidding, Simone. They were checking me out. And what's interesting with that too is the women that were there working out, some women, you know, they got the leggings on and they got, you know, the body right, and they got a tank top. They know what they doing. Clout. Not even clout, but like just, you know, just out there looking fine for us to see. You know, they know what they doing. But I go in there for a workout, which brings us to today's sponsor. Of course, today's podcast was brought to you by Jim Weed, the energy drink. Guys, let me tell you, that drink is so spectacular. It is amazing. I drink it every time I go to Crunch, and it gives me the get up and go that I need for the workout. Don't let the name deceive you now. It's very, very good. I recommend you guys buying that. If you are at Crunch, I believe it's 25% off when you're at Crunch. Of course, so shout them out as well. Jim Weed is one of those energy drinks that I genuinely love, along with Celsius. I don't even know. Simone, I don't think I can really choose a type of energy drink between Jim Weed and Celsius. I like both of them, but Jim Weed's been coming up with some good, tasty energy drinks. It isn't, and the thing about this Jim Weed energy drink, they don't taste like crap. They taste really good. Right? They don't taste super sugary where you feel like you gotta throw up after you're working out. It's just that right amount of flavor that really gets it in. It's very flavorful, but it's not too overbearing, not too tart, not too sweet, and it gives you all the energy you need to push for a great workout over at Crunch. So shout out Jim Weed. Now, super excited because I mentioned staying fit and staying healthy. Summer Game Fest is here. So I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for Summer Game Fest. Now, we did lately see the PlayStation Showcase, right? And I've done an on-amp show about my review about the PlayStation Showcase before. So one on amp, and then I also did a press show as well. So go check that video out if you want to know my take. But Summer Game Fest kicks off. It technically kicks off yesterday. Of course, Guerrilla Collective Online Showcase was yesterday, June 7th. And today is the official Summer Games Fest today. By the time you're listening to this podcast, it will be today, later on today, and I will be watching it. And I probably won't spill out another review episode of this until maybe Saturday, because we do have to go to SNN Business News and get that done too. So we're booked and busy today, so I won't have time to really do an immediate reaction, but I'm excited for Summer Game Fest because maybe we get to see more, right? Maybe we get to see a little bit more than what we're leading up to. Of course, the specific time is at 12. Yes, that's right. And then 3 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. BST time if you're overseas, right? I think they mean like 12 Pacific and then 3 Eastern time is what I think they meant here. They didn't write that right. But anyway, June 2023, Jeff Keighley will be hosting the Summer Game Fest as usual. The annual showcase spotlighting news announcements across the gaming industry. This show will feature fresh trailers and teasers from companies including Ubisoft, Xbox, PlayStation, CD Projekt, Disney, EA, Netflix, Square Enix, Capcom, Warner Brothers, Games, and more. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited to see what's coming up next. I think this might be the show where PlayStation might show us a little bit more Spider-Man, and maybe we might get a release date, right? I know a lot of people are going to be harping on that, but I think that's what we're going to see is an official release date and possibly more gameplay of the upcoming Spider-Man game. Square Enix is going to be there. Maybe we'll see probably like another trailer for Final Fantasy 16 that comes out June 22nd. But we're probably going to see something about Final Fantasy Rebirth. I would love to, because I love the Final Fantasy 7 remake. I cannot wait to see the next thing about it. Capcom is very interesting because, I mean, you can't really, I guess you can show more about Street Fighter 6, but the game been out since June 2nd. So I'm very interested to see what they're going to have with that as well. CD Projekt is on this list, Simone, and I'm excited to see what they have next, right? Because their last game was what, Cyberpunk 2077. So I'm probably gonna have an announcement about the DLC that Idris Elba is in it. He's in that. He's playing one of the main characters in the DLC for CD Projekt Red. So Disney is very interesting because you got Disney and Square Enix. Could we see Kingdom Hearts 4? By the grace of God, I hope we see Kingdom Hearts 4. I remember when I first played Kingdom Hearts, I got so hooked. And then I bought Kingdom Hearts 3 when that game's been out for a while. But I finally dabbled on into it, beat it. It's amazing. I love Kingdom Hearts 3. So I really, really, really hope we see Kingdom Hearts 4. I cannot wait. I became a huge Kingdom Hearts fan for the longest time. It's just that good, right? I have it for Xbox. Maybe if they have it for PlayStation, Kingdom Hearts 3, I probably will pick it up to see what's going on with it. But I really want to see Kingdom Hearts 4 because it's Disney and Square Enix. So now Disney owns Marvel and Star Wars. So we're going to see a Star Wars character development in Kingdom Hearts 4. Disney now owns Marvel. So it would be cool if we saw some sort of Avengers in Kingdom Hearts 4. Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be that game that everybody's going to be picking up, right? EA is going to be there too, and EA, speaking of Marvel, they had a Captain America Black Panther game that they kind of, I want to say it was last Summer Game Fest, they kind of teased, but maybe a little bit more with that might come. When it comes back to PlayStation, I don't see us seeing Wolverine, right? A lot of people have been speculating about Wolverine at Summer Game Fest. I doubt it. I really do. I really doubt that this game will be in fruition. I think PlayStation's biggest thing would be Spider-Man. I mean, that's the biggest thing going for them right now. If you're thinking about the biggest games from that is Spider-Man. From Xbox, we might see Starfield, right? We might see a little bit more with Starfield. Xbox kind of needs to have a comeback though. I feel bad for Xbox because I'm an Xbox player as well, but we haven't seen anything. Or at least I haven't seen anything. So very, very good for the lineup. Very, very excited for that. You've got Devolver Digital. They're also going to be on June 8th. And the Wholesome Direct 2023 is June 10th. Future Games will be June 10th as well. The Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct will be June 11th. So they're going to have their own showcase. And I'm excited to see the next thing of this game. Now, if Starfield comes out, I might renew my Xbox subscription Game Pass. I just might. Because I do want to just try this game and see how this game flows. I have a feeling that Xbox they need a comeback, right? Because Redfall was their Debbie Downer. Like that game flopped. So they need a comeback. They really do, because PlayStation, they're kind of killing the game right now. And I like to see the competitiveness, but they're killing the game right now. PC Gaming Show will be June 11th, and Ubisoft and Capcom will take the stage on June 12th. So Summer Game Fest is here. Like I say, I'm going to be watching it later on today, and probably about Saturday, I'm going to give you guys my my take on that as well. So comment below, what do you guys think about Summer Game Fest? Let us know. Of course, Simone, you got some news about the one, the only Tupac Shakur.
Yes, indeed, Kennedy. Tupac Shakur finally receives his Hollywood Walk of Fame a couple days back. Well, yesterday, actually. Very, very excited for Tupac Shakur. This is a long awaited star for Mr. Tupac Shakur, legendary rapper, of course. He's been in his songs, rather, has been in many inspirations. He has went down as one of the greatest rappers of all time, hands down. Very, very excited for that. It was a very emotional moment because even though obviously Tupac is not here with us, his legacy lives on till this day, right? Many years later, his legacy lives on today. Very, very excited because Tupac's sister delivers moving speech at the rapper's finally getting a star on the Walk of Fame. Tupac Shakur, or Tupac obviously, was finally honored with his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and amongst the speakers were the late rapper's sister, radio legend Big Boy, and Dear Mama director Alec Hughes. Of course, the ceremony took place yesterday, June 7th, on Hollywood Boulevard, of course, which comes nearly to 27 years following the West Coast legend's tragic murder, with a little over a week shy of what should have been his 57th birthday. The late rapper's younger sister, and I'm so sorry that I'm probably going to butcher her name, but let's give it a shot, Kennedy. Sikiwa Set Shakur, comment below if I got the name right, was presented with a resolution by the city of Los Angeles honoring the work of Tupac in the community and his legacy prior to her emotional speech. Now, this was a saying, and we're quoting her too. This is what her Tupac's sister said. Tupac knew deep down that he was always meant for something great. As his little sister, I had the privilege to watch that greatness unfold, she says, and continuing on her quote in her speech. From the first time he stepped foot on the stage at the Apollo Theater at 13 years old. Gosh, can you imagine speaking and getting on a stage at 13? Right? I don't even know what I was doing at age 13. Hopefully nothing bad. I don't remember. I mean, that was years ago. But at age 13, Tupac Shakur took the stage at the Apollo Theater to show his great talents. Before anyone recognized his name, he knew he had a dream to have a star here on the Walk of Fame, is what she said in her speech. She continued by saying, not only paying tribute to his contributions in the music industry, but speaks volumes to his latest impact he's had on the world. Today, we're not just honoring a star on the ground, but honoring the world and the passion he put into making his dream come true. His heavenly star will shine a little brighter today. Again, very, very emotional day. 27 years since his death, right? It took 27 years since his death. But his music, his inspiration, all of the rappers today, majority of the rappers, Kennedy, they would say, my idol is Tupac, right? One of my favorite songs from Tupac was Tupac and Dr. Dre, California Love. That's one of my favorites, right? So to see the legacy go down, and the legacy continues on, and it has been very inspirational that we've been having his songs on movies. He's been has biopic in movies, and some people told his story. Some people had some things to say about how the filmmakers made his story, obviously. But he go down that great history of, again, being one of the greatest rappers that lived. So Alan Hughes, director, of course, who helmed the first part Dear Mama docu-series, and Pac had their differences in the past, but the director spoke glowing about the late rapper's complexities and symbolism of rebellion. Of course, this was a quote from what he said. Alan Hughes said, "What an incredible, complex human being and the artist Tupac is." When making the film series Dear Mama, I was separately searching for the melody in Tupac's journey. This is Alan Hughes saying, when you look around the world and you see those morals in him in Africa, Asia, South America, Europe, then one day it hit me. Tupac Amaru Shakur has become a global symbol of rebellion. He added that Tupac is a quote, a symbol as vision and important as Malcolm X and Che Guevara, and an inspiration for activists today. Yes. Definitely, yes. Very, very good. Plenty of guests, special guests in attendance featuring YG, DJ Quick, Alex Thompson, Moprim Shakur, Ray Love, Mike Epps, and Treach from Naughty by Nature. A whole bunch of guest artists that came out to that event yesterday to honor Tupac Shakur's getting the Hollywood Walk of Fame star. So, on behalf of K.L.P Entertainment, Tupac Shakur, I know you're in heaven, still smiling. Is quite of an accomplishment, if I may, Kennedy. So, very, very humbling that Tupac Shakur receives his Walk of Fame star.
It was all a dream. Sorry, I just had to, guys. I'm sorry. I just blew Tyrus's headphones out because he wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry. I just had to. I had to do it. So, of course, coming up next, we've got Addison Hayden up in the studio to give us more hip-hop news. And she said she wanted to talk about DJ Diesel, aka Shaquille O'Neal. So, Addison, what's going on with that?
Shaquille O'Neal has one of the most extensive resumes in entertainment, and he's all set to add another skill set to his repertoire, music production. In a TikTok video posted yesterday, June 6th, the NBA champion gave beatmakers and studio chefs a warning about his arrival in their domain. He can be seen cooking up his own tracks on an airplane with his headphones on, which suggests that he's already in the process of learning the craft. Whereas Shaq expressed his appreciation for the work producers do and even acknowledged that it requires a great deal of talent, he seems ready to take on the challenge. But it doesn't stop there. The big man wants to be the very best in the field. The TikTok caption reads as follows: "Learning production has made me realize just how talented y'all really are, damn. But I'm learning a little every day, and I'm coming for that throne." Best known as DJ Diesel in the electronic music space, the basketball legend initially made a name for himself as one of the most dominant players in the history of the sport. His success as an athlete opened a lot of doors for him, and he walked through as many as he could fit past. At the age of 51, Shaq has more accolades to his name than the average celebrity. From his highly acclaimed role on TNT's Inside the NBA to acting in films and his multiple lucrative investments, Shaq has done it all. Music, however, has been one of his primary interests since he first started playing in the NBA in 1992. A year after his entering the league with the Orlando Magic, he released his debut rap album, Shaq Diesel. He subsequently dropped 3 more records over the next few years, collaborating with some of hip-hop's all-time greats such as Method Man, Jay-Z and even the Notorious B.I.G., and still occasionally gets behind the mic to remind everyone that he got bars. In recent years, however, the L.A. Lakers icon has pivoted his focus to electronic dance music, embracing his DJ Diesel moniker. Though his name shows up on festival lineups and event bills quite often, Shaq has mostly focused on DJing thus far rather than making his own beats. Aside from one-off collaborations with producers such as Nightmare and Steve Aoki, DJ Diesel has yet to release a cohesive body of work that he can solely take credit for producing. Given his recent update, though, it seems like it won't be long before we get a taste of a Shaq exclusive beat. Because ABC has acquired the exclusive rights to broadcast and cover the NBA Finals, Shaq is free from his duties as a TNT host till October. That should give him plenty of time to learn the nuances of music production and work on original music.
I like the taste of my Papa John's pizza while I rub my Gold Bond, while I print out some documents from my Epson printer. And those documents are insurance documents from the General Insurance. You see what I did there, Simone? I looped all like his big commercials that I know he gets paid a lot of money to endorse and do, all into one segment. Shaquille O'Neal, call me, man, because we can make some things happen for sure. Of course, coming up next, we've got Arthur Brooks up in the studio to talk about the latest in hip-hop news. And this one's got to talk about soccer, because that's been the topic of conversation with this topic. And I've seen, like, riots, too, which kind of scared me a little bit, but they're out there. So, Arthur, what's going on in sports news?
Skepticism was rampant amid reports that the world's most iconic soccer player was considering a move to MLS. When Lionel Messi announced Wednesday that he indeed is joining Inter Miami, the MLS club had receipts. Messi announced his decision to join the team Wednesday afternoon, choosing Inter Miami over La Liga powerhouse Barcelona, and reported gargantuan sums of money from Saudi Arabia. He made the call on the heels of his pinnacle career achievement, leading his native Argentina to victory in last winter's World Cup. MLS has attracted top-tier international talent in its past, including David Beckham, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Wayne Rooney. But securing the rights to the 7-time Ballon d'Or winner trumps any acquisition in the 28-year history of the league. So it's hard to blame Inter Miami for taking a friendly shot at the stateside and international media that cast doubt on the idea that Messi would even consider the move. It did just that on Twitter Wednesday afternoon with a video montage of past media doubters. The acquisition is a game changer for MLS and another win for South Florida sports amid Miami Heat and Florida Panthers' runs to their respective league championship series. Miami was ready to celebrate, as indicated by a Messi mural quickly going up on the wall of the city's Argentinian restaurant Fiorito.
And I've seen it. It's out there, Simone. It really is. Well, that's going to wrap it up here, of course, on our podcast episode, K.L.P. Aftermath Season 6. Simone, it's always been a delight to have you on this radio show. You making us look good for sure. K.L.P. Aftermath Season 6. Simone, thank you for coming in this morning on this wonderful Thursday, June 8th. Of course, for ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, give us a thumbs up if you're watching on the YouTube channel side of it. And also, don't forget to hit the bell notification, letting you guys know that we uploaded our next video, whether it's from SNN or our podcast shows or our new Swanky podcast, the K.L.P. International Real Estate Podcast. That's another good one that's been hitting lately. So very, very excited for that. And if you're listening to all over our audio platforms, that's a tongue twister there, Simone. On Spotify, iHeartRadio, that's a big one. Stitcher Podcast, Apple Podcast, and so much more. Thank you guys so very much. We appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Until then, I'd like to say to everyone, stay safe, stay swanky. Peace.